Hi. Last month, between the 6th and the 8th of February, we had taken a trip to Ayodhya because we were eager to have a darshan of Ram Lalla before we relocated to Mysore. Post our visit, I had posted some pictures about the trip, and lots of friends reached out to me asking for more details and wanted to understand our experience. So I thought I should create a detailed video. The purpose of this particular video is to help those who are planning to visit Ayodhya for the darshan of Ram Lalla, as well as to visit the some of the ancient pilgrimage sites there. This is purely based on our experience. Okay. Let's start with getting to Ayodhya. Since we are based in Gurgaon, for us, the best way to reach Ayodhya was to go via Delhi. So we booked a train, the Vande Bharat. The Vande Bharat had been very, very recently started. We did think about driving down, but then it was a 10-hour drive. And thereafter, once we reach Ayodhya, it would have been very difficult because the easiest form of travel to getting around Ayodhya is by walk or by the e-rickshaws. So we thought it doesn't make sense to take the car. So we booked into the Vande Bharat. The Vande Bharat leaves Delhi from the Anand Vihar station at 6:10 in the morning and it reaches at 2:30. Ayodhya Cant, not Ayodhya, the main station. It was a very convenient time for us. And so we decided on Vande Bharat. As it was a brand new Vande Bharat, it was spotlessly clean. The toilets, the overall, the seats were absolutely clean. Have a look at the picture of the toilet that I took. It's beautiful. I only hope that we have the discipline to maintain it the way it was. It's absolutely amazingly clean. The food that was served in the train is just like any other Vande Bharat. The train reached Ayodhya about 20 minutes early. We had asked the hotel to send us a pickup, but because the train reached early, the guy was late. And when we called him up, he said he's going to take at least about 30 minutes to reach. Now, we were so excited, we didn't want to waste any time. So we said, okay, forget it, you don't come, we'll take another e-rickshaw. So we took an e-rickshaw. From there, it cost about 300 bucks. And we left for the hotel. Now, the Ayodhya Cant is about 13 kilometers from the Ram Mandir. Our hotel was also pretty close to the Ram Mandir. For some strange reason, the guide took us through villages and fields. And we were wondering, where is this guy taking us? Because we were pretty sure that that would not have been the route the dignitaries and the guests who had come for the Pran Pratishthan just 2 weeks ago would have taken. Anyway, we said, let's sit back and enjoy. We reached our hotel. It was close to almost an hour, about 45 minutes or so. We reached our hotel. The hotel was very, very strategically located. It was just off the main road, which was connecting the Naya Ghat or the Ram Ki Podi, which is the Ghat, and the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir. This stretch is about 1.7, 1.8 kilometers. And our hotel was located about 700 meters from the Ghat. So it was fairly in the middle. The name of the hotel was Raghuvar Inn. We liked the hotel because of its strategic location. The hotel is a small hotel, I think about 20 rooms or so. The rooms are small. However, the hotel had been constructed just about 3 or 4 months ago. So all the bed, the chairs, and all the fittings in the bathroom and all, they were pretty good. So there was no complaint. If you want to have a luxury stay at Ayodhya, I am afraid there are not many hotels close to this place of action. There are many 4-star, 5-star hotels are also there. Ramayana Hotel, then there is Taraji Resort, then there's a Park Inn by Radisson. These are there are many such hotels available. However, they are all located away from the main mandir, so maybe 4 to 7 kilometers away. So that's a call you need to take. As far as we are concerned, we had not gone to Ayodhya for a honeymoon, and we were obviously we knew that we are not going to be spending much time in the room. The tariff for this hotel was about $2,500. My request to you is when you're planning to book a hotel, do your due diligence. Why? Because the number of visitors to Ayodhya has gone up so rapidly that many hotels have sprouted up. People are wanting to cash in on that. And you may find some hotels, they call it a hotel, but may not have all the facilities which are typically there in a hotel. So do your due diligence there. Okay. After checking into the hotel and freshening up quickly, we decided to leave and start exploring the town. We were told that before we go to the Ram Mandir, you should go and have a darshan at Hanuman Garhi. Hanuman Garhi is about 700 meters away from our hotel, and it comes on the way to the Ram Mandir. As we stepped out of the hotel, that road was thronging with people, young and old. They were chanting Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Loudspeakers were having bhajans of Shri Ram, and the whole place was absolutely festive and electrifying atmosphere. The you could feel the vibration in the air as the devotees were going. There were some devotees going towards the Ram Mandir. There were some devotees going towards the ghat. The roads were packed, and young and old, and it was an experience. It's very difficult for me to explain how it was. The whole place was vibrating. So we set out towards the Hanuman Garhi. We are on the way to the Ram Mandir. See the crowd which is there. See the crowd which is going towards. Huge crowd. These people are coming back on this lane. These people are going down. We are on the way to the Ram Mandir right now. Amazing energy in the air. When we reached the Hanuman Garhi, we found it's a massive crowd there. And couldn't see much sign of any queues, but there's a big mass of people moving towards the mandir, the Hanuman Garhi. So we also fell in line and be prepared to get pushed and jostled. But the thing is, it was not the rowdy sort of a thing. The pushing and all was not deliberate or any intent behind it. So it was fine. So be mentally prepared for it. You can see some of the pictures on the screen. It took us almost a little more than 1.5 hours to go through and do the darshan of Shri Hanumanji at the Hanuman Garhi. Once we finished the darshan, we were asking about the route to the Ram Mandir from there. So they said there's a shortcut which you can take. You can go this way. It'll be a shortcut. We said, okay, but then we said our footwear are there at the entrance to the Hanuman Garhi. He said, don't worry. You can come back and take it. Once you have the darshan at the Ram Mandir, come back and take it. This was a big mistake because we had to walk all the way to Ram Mandir barefoot. And after we finished, we had to walk back all the way to Hanuman Garhi just to pick up our footwear. So don't make this mistake. When you're going, it's best finish the darshan, take your footwear and walk through the normal route to the Ram Mandir. We set off barefoot to Ram Mandir through the shortcut route. Now, we were so excited that the pebbles and the stones and the route, which was not so clean, so didn't really matter because all that we were wanting is to go and have the darshan of Ram Lalla. We reached the Ram Mandir. I think it was about 15-20 minutes walk or so. and we saw a massive crowd there. There was very, very strict security restrictions. You are not allowed to take your purse, your belt, any leather items, no food items, no mobiles, no watches, nothing. Nothing is allowed into the Ram Mandir. Some people had told us that don't take any of these things with you. So we had left most of the things except the purse. We had left the mobile, everything was there in the hotel. This was again a partially incorrect advice. Why? Because whilst they said not to take all these things, but they never told us about the fabulous locker arrangement which is there at the mandir. It was so beautifully organized. There were number of lockers which are there, and you can see, have a look at the image of these lockers. All that you needed to do is take your things. They will give you a sheet where you can note down what are the items you are depositing. Then they will put it into the locker in front of you, lock it, and hand over the key along with the chit. After that, go for the darshan, and on the way back, you come to the opposite side of that the lockers. Now, for example, if you're deposited on the aisle number 13 at this side, when you come out, you have to go to the aisle number 13 on the other side, and you hand over that chit and the key. He goes and opens the locker and takes out whatever is your belongings that you have kept in the locker and hands it over to you. It's a very, very simple, extremely efficient system. I was really, really impressed, and I was wondering why did I not bring all my mobile also. Anyway, that was what it is. At least you guys don't make the mistake when you go there. Okay, it's completely free. The system is very beautiful, fantastic. After depositing whatever little we had, it was just the purse. Okay, we joined the queue leading into the Ram Mandir. Huge crowd was there, but people, they were all chanting Jai Shri Ram, and but they were singing bhajans of Shri Ram. And then we reached the point where there's a frisking. They frisk you just to make sure that you're not carrying anything. What is really sad is even there, despite all this, there were people who had matchboxes in their pockets, lighters, etc. And this was what was being taken out. That was something which I found it very, very odd. When somebody is coming to for a darshan in a temple, you are carrying matchboxes and good cars and all that. But anyway, people are what they are. After the frisking, then we joined the queue, and the best part was, even though it was very crowded, the police personnel were managing the flow beautifully well, and it was moving at a fairly decent pace. People were chanting Jai Shri Ram. It was fun. The atmosphere was very, very, very what do you call, energizing. It was fun. And it was a long walk actually. And when you reach the steps where you start getting into the main mandir, there are four queues. Now this can change later, I don't know, but what we found that there were four queues, and the ladies and the gents are put into different queues. As we entered the temple, we experienced a vibration like never before. The architecture was beautiful. There was the flowers which had been used for decorating for the pran pratishtha were still there. However, they were not as fresh as that day. However, the vibration was, I mean, amazing feeling we got when we entered the main temple. We finally had the much awaited darshan of Ram Lalla. The same innocent eyes, the same divine look. It was and what we had seen on TV, but now we were seeing Ram Lalla live. It was an amazing experience. We experienced a divine energy, a serene and positive vibration. It is very difficult to, explain in words what we felt. But to sum it up, it was an amazing experience that we had. I don't know why, but tears started rolling down my eyes. I kept looking, mesmerized by the look in Ramlalla's eyes. I was lost completely. I was jolted back into reality by the security guy as he asked me to move ahead because I had stopped, and and then I had no choice, but I moved ahead very reluctantly though. It was such an amazing experience. At this point, just wanted to share with you. They mentioned there were 4 queues leading into the main temple building. Try to get into the extreme right queue because this particular queue goes closer to Ram Lalla by about 4 to 5 feet or so compared to the extreme left one. Now, these lanes may change. The closest that you can go to Ram Lalla was about 20, around 20 feet. So in that, if you are getting closer by about 4 or 5 feet, it's worth it, right? From entry to darshan to exit to depositing and collecting our footwear as well as our belongings, the whole thing took about 2.5 hours or so, which is pretty good if you consider the amount of crowd which was there. After the darshan, we walked back barefooted back to Hanuman Garhi because that's where our footwear was. This is the way to Hanuman Garhi. It's very, very crowded. That is Hanuman Garhi. Collected the footwear, and then on the way back, we had something to eat, and then went back to a hotel. Probably it was around almost 10:30 or so when we reached our hotel. A lot of people wanted to know about the food options, what are this, what's available, etc. Let me give you a little more details on that. There are multiple food options which are available. You can have samosas, kachoris, sweets, North Indian cuisine, South Indian cuisine. You can have the simple homemade tawa chapati, dal, sabzi, salad, and rice, etc., and curd, etc. All options are available. But if you're very fussy about the ambience, that you want to go for some fine dining options, I'm afraid there are not many options close to the temple. If you're very particular about it, then you need to go to one of these high-end hotels, which I was telling you about, the Ramayana or the Park Inn or so many other hotels, for which you have to travel a bit. Okay. The other thing which I wanted to share with you is a lot of people told us that, Ayodhya is very costly. Food is very costly. For a chai, they charge you 50, 60 bucks and all that. Guys, this is all absolute nonsense. These are all rumors by being spread by people with vested interests. You can have a sumptuous meal consisting of 4 chapatis, rice, 2 sabjis, a dal, and salad. All this for just 80 bucks. Only thing is the ambience may not be great, okay? But if you are fine with that ambience, it's perfectly okay. And we were pretty okay. We have come here for as I said, we have not come on a holiday. We have come here for a darshan. So let's remember that, right? Tell me if all this you're getting for 80 bucks and a chai is 10 bucks. Okay. Now 80 rupees for all this food. Is it costly by any standard? I don't think so, right? So don't get swayed by all these nonsense fellows. You will get what you want, decent. It may not be the greatest of ambience, but You have a lot of varieties available, and that's about the food. After a good rest, the next day we got up early, and what we decided was that let's cover some of the places of pilgrimage, the most important ones, which are in and around the hotel, which is not walkable distance, but maybe within a 20 kilometers. So we engaged a e-rickshaw. He will charge us about 600, 700 bucks to take us around. It would be about 5, 6 hours or so. We said, okay. So we visited the following places. This was, by the way, it was day 2. The first half day was done, and day 2, and the next day we were to leave. Okay. We went to Bade Hanuman. At this temple, there's a huge 15 feet high murti of Sri Hanuman at the entrance to that mandir. The speciality of this Hanumanji is that no matter which angle you are, it look as if Hanumanji is looking at you. So that's the speciality. And this is the view when we enter the Bade Hanuman Mandir. From there, we went to a place called Guptar Ghat. Now, this Guptar Ghat is where the Lord Ram took his samadhi and then left for his heavenly abode to Vaikunta. So that is the speciality of this place. Watch some of the pictures and the video that we captured there. This is a place called Guptar Ghat in Ayodhya. This is where Sri Ram took his samadhi. It's a beautiful place, and this is the Guptar Ghat, and this is the Sarayu river, and this is where, as I said, Sri Ram took his samadhi. And there's some boating and all facilities available here. It's quite a distance, about almost 20 kilometers from Ayodhya, from the place where we stood. Took an e-rickshaw and came here. That's probably the only option available, but it is worth the ride. And there's some live performance happening here. From there, the e-rickshaw guy took us to a place called Surya Kund. Now, Surya Kund is a rectangular tank of water. It's a huge tank where there are steps leading down to the water body, and people go there and they cleanse themselves. And it seems the water has got some medicinal properties, especially for people having any skin diseases, etc. During the 19th century, King Darshan Singh, inspired by a divine vision, unearthed an idol of Lord Surya and a shivling from the spot. This discovery led him to construct the present-day Kund and temple complex. It has been created by the Suryavanshi kings. It is, people used to come and have purify themselves. It seems all sins will get. Every day at 6:30 and at 7:30, there is an amazing laser and sound show which happens there at Surikund, which depicts the life of Lord Ram. Unfortunately, we could not see that because we had gone there in the afternoon. We would have had to wait for at least 3 hours for the show to start. Nor did we have the time to come back to see the laser show. It was a timing issue. So when you guys are going, plan so that you are there at the Suryakund in somewhere in the evening around 6:30. That would be ideal for you. You can see the Suryakund as well as experience that laser show. Okay. Thereafter, we went to Nandigram. Nandigram is a small village in the outskirts of Ayodhya. It seems this is the place where Bharat, the brother of Lord Ram, stayed for 14 years as the caretaker of Ayodhya kingdom during Sri Ram's exile. And apparently, when Sri Ram came back from his exile, he sent Sri Hanuman to Bharat to inform him that he is back from his exile. And Hanumanji came there. And there are some idols which shows how Hanumanji was hugging Bharat and all. Have a look at it. I've captured a few pictures of that. And this temple is called a Bharat Mandir, which I don't think there is any other Bharat Mandir anywhere else in India. The e-rickshaw guy then left us at about 5 o'clock at the place where the Aarti on the Sarayu River happens. The timing for the Aarti about 6 p.m. We reached at 5 p.m. Already the place was almost full. We just managed to get 2 seats for ourselves. The Aarti started at about 6 o'clock. The Aarti at Rampur in Ayodhya. It's very similar to the Aartis which are there. And these are at the Sarayu River. It's very similar to the Aartis which happened at Rishikesh and Haridwar. Whilst it was beautiful, but it wasn't as elaborate as the Aarti that we had seen at Varanasi or at Rishikesh. And it was a very short Aarti also. So once the Aarti was over, then we walked up to Ram Ki Podi, or it's also called Naya Ghat. There is a laser and sound show which happens here also. So that was the plan for us, that once we see that, we'll go there. What was surprising is that when we came to the Ram Ki Podi and we started asking people, I said, what time will this laser show start? Not many people seem to know. I mean, they weren't even aware. And then we asked, okay, where should we go and sit to watch, which is the most vantage point for us to view the laser show? Again, nobody could, guide us. Anyway, we used some logic and we went close to the ghat, at the edge of the ghat, and we sat down there. And we said, okay, this is a place where people will not obstruct our view. So we sat there. It turned out that it was one of the best points for us to view the laser show. Whilst we were waiting for the laser show to begin, we had some bhelpuri, and one thing which you should not miss is the masala lemon tea, which you get. Amazing. It was so refreshing. Just $10. We had many cups, I think. So it was so beautiful. Which is what is very surprising is this lemon masala tea is only available in the ghats. We saw it at Varanasi, we saw it at Rishikesh, we saw it at Haridwar, and we saw it here. I don't find this anywhere else. So anyway, we enjoyed it. The laser show started. I think it's probably 7 o'clock, but I got so engrossed in it that I didn't note the time. It was 7 o'clock. It was a spectacular show, absolutely spectacular show. Watch the video which I have captured there. The music and the lighting, the laser lighting was amazing. Watch it. Probably the laser show lasted about 25 minutes or so. After the laser show, we spent a little time walking around the ghat, and then we walked to the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. There's a chowk which is called Lata Mangeshkar Chowk, where there's a huge sitar at the chowk. The place was absolutely bubbling. People over there. It looked as if it was somewhere 6 o'clock in the evening. It was already, I think, about 9:30 in the night. But the place was live. People were walking. Watch the video. You'll get a feel of what was happening there. It's now about 8:45. We have had our dinner and we are just heading back. It's an absolutely festive mood here. Totally festive mood. The place is thronging with people. And this is the road on which we had to walk down. It's about maybe 500 meters. It's so festive. Look at the crowd on the road. Everybody is all over the place. It is Sri Ram's bhajans and all are being amazing. Even we just had a cup of tea, lemon tea. The guy was talking so highly. He's feeling so proud that the Ram Mandir has been constructed. Fantastic feeling, absolutely. We finally got back to our hotel around 10:30 or so, completely exhausted and tired. We are now into day 3 because our train was at about 3:20 in the afternoon. So we had about half a day with us. We had blocked this time because we wanted to visit and have a second darshan of Ram Lalla in daylight, because the first time we had the darshan, it was at night. We had a quick bath and had a cup of tea, and then we left for the Ram Mandir once again. The place was thronging with people. There were people going towards the ghat. There were people going towards the Ram Mandir. This is the scenario just outside our hotel. So the hordes, and see the crowd all heading towards the Ram Mandir and the Hanuman Garhi. Huge crowd. Morning it was a little better, but now it's very crowded. See the devotion, the bhakti, the people. See the crowd here. And music is on the speakers are playing all these bhakti songs. And the whole atmosphere is completely devotional and immensely, you can see the belief and the excitement in the people. The atmosphere again was very electric. The people were chanting Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. The loudspeakers were playing bhajans of Sri Ram, etc. Young and old, small babies, old people, they were all walking along. After a brisk walk, we reached the Ram Mandir. This is the entrance to the temple. See the crowd. There is a crowd entering the temple. We're just about to enter. Jai Shri Ram! This time we made sure that we carried a small bag with us. It was a backpack because the weather had started warming up a bit, and we anticipated that we may need to take off some of the warm clothes. So we said, okay, since we had seen the locker facility there, we said, let's carry the bag. So we took the bag along with us. When we reached the entrance, the place, it was again thronging with people. Massive crowd was there. And I have a look at some of the pictures that we captured there. On the way, we stopped briefly for applying the tilak on our foreheads. There's a video which has captured the process.
या अभी शुरू कर दो. to talk.
Looking at the crowd there, we anticipate that it's going to take us minimum 3 hours to get through. But
We just finished the second darshan or Ram Lalla come out, and this is just taking a view. Look at the crowd, and it seems it's quite low now. This will keep building up as time passes. This is the exit point, and you can see people entering, and that's the entry point. You can see the people, the thronging crowd. It's absolutely electrifying atmosphere.
the police personnel managed the flow so beautifully well. Even though it was very crowded, the flow was being maintained very well. And it was a moving crowd. And this time we made sure that we somehow took the extreme rightmost queue. And this helped because we realized that we were about 4 feet closer to Ram Lalla. So it was a good decision. Keep that in mind. This darshan took only about 1 hour 45 minutes or so. Once again, we experienced the same feeling of bliss and happiness and peace when we entered the Ram Mandir and had the second darshan of Ram Lalla. After we finished the darshan, we came out, and then we spent a little time looking at the temple structure, and we were talking to some of the police personnel and all who were there. And that's when we noticed that there was very elaborate arrangements that have been made to cater to any emergency situations for old people or for children. There were wheelchairs which were available. There were medical facilities which were there. Toilets were there. And we then also noticed a huge hall with very comfortable chairs there. The seating was probably, it would have accommodated about 400 to 500 odd people. This is for people who wanted to take some rest before continuing on their journey. So it was very, very beautifully organized. We were very impressed with the arrangements which were there. On the way out, we were given a small box of prasad. When we came out of the temple complex, we saw that the crowd which was there waiting to enter had doubled. That's when we thought to ourselves, thank God we left early, because we had left almost about 7:15 or so, and we were at the temple around 7:30. It was good that we took the decision, and keep that in mind. The crowd starts building up after that because many of them go to the ghat, have their holy dip, and then come. So it is good if you can make it a little early, so you can beat the crowd. And we again had some time with us. We said, let's go to Ram Ki Podi or the Naya Ghat, which was on the other side of our hotel. On the way, we stopped and had steaming hot samosas and chai, and it was lovely samosas. Then we also picked up a small model of the Ram Mandir, and then we walked along to the Ram Ki Podi. The Ram Ki Podi, just as the Ram Mandir was, what the view that we got of the Ram Mandir during day was totally different from the view that we got in the previous darshan, which was in the night. Similarly, when we reached the Ram Ki Podi, the view was completely different from what we had seen the previous night where we had gone for the laser show.
This is at the Naya Ghat. It's Ram. It's also called Ram Ki Podi. Acha. We are just we have to leave in about 1 hour or so. Let's come here to see the ghat. It's pretty light. This is where the light and laser show happened yesterday.
We also got the opportunity to have a couple of more cups of that lemon masala tea. So that was a bonus for us. After that, we came to the hotel, checked out, and left for the station at about 2 o'clock. As we settled down in the train and the train pulled out of the Ayodhya station, we experienced a divine sense of happiness, peace, and satisfaction for having fulfilled our desire to visit Ayodhya and the darshan of Ram Lalla before we relocated to Mysore. It was an amazing feeling. To be honest, it's very difficult to express that feeling in words. You got to experience it yourself to understand what I'm trying to say. Ram Lalla darshan isn't something that can be expressed in words. It has to be experienced. In this episode, I've attempted to capture some of the details which would be useful to you if you are planning a trip to Ayodhya. I may not have covered all the points. So if you have any specific points, any more questions, or you want some more details, I'll be more than happy. Just drop your question in the comment section. I will definitely revert to you within 48 hours. Alternatively, you can also contact me on my phone. You can see my phone number on the screen. You can always feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to share our experience or whatever details you need. Here is a quick summary of the salient points that you should keep in mind when you are planning a visit to Ayodhya. Plan for at least 2 days, excluding the travel time. So we had approximately 2 days because we reached in the afternoon on day one. We had that half day. The next day, full day we had, and the next day, half day. So roughly it was about 2 days. So planned accordingly. Do proper due diligence of the place that you want to stay, the hotels, because as I said, because of the massive inflow of visitors to Ayodhya, lots of hotels and small places have sprouted up, may not be of the standard that you're looking for. So do your due diligence before you book your hotel there. Plan for 2 darshans of Ram Lalla, one in the morning and one in the evening. It's a very different experience. For the morning darshan, plan to reach the mandir by about 7:30 if you want to beat the crowd. Don't miss the laser show at Ram Ki Podi and Suryakund. Unfortunately, we missed the one at Suryakund. Plan the places you'd like to visit in advance. Don't depend on the hotel guys for advice. You will get thoroughly confused and you may miss out on some of the most important sites or the temples. At the Ram Mandir, join the queue on the extreme right if you want a slightly closer darshan of Ram Lalla, as I mentioned. Take a small bag with you when you are going to the Ram Mandir. It would be convenient for keeping your wallet, watches, belt, mobiles, and depositing the bag at the locker. Avoid taking your car to Ayodhya, as it is far more easy to hire an e-rickshaw or to walk than driving on your own. Contrary to info available on Google, there is no online booking available for darshan as of now. It may start later on. It's 100% first come, first serve basis. We did not notice any special queues for VIPs or anything. We didn't notice anything like that. Maybe it was there, but we didn't notice it. Lastly, be mentally and physically prepared for a lot of walk. You cannot avoid it. Okay. These were some of the most important points that you should keep in mind. And as I said, if you have any further details you need, feel free to write in the comment or reach out to me, call me on the mobile, which I have shared with you. Hope you found this information useful. If you did, do like, share, and consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next. Bye. Jai Shri Ram.